I think that it's with good reason. You've got so much talent on this team here. A couple of players that have played in previous TIs and done quite well as well.
5 seconds remaining.
I think that the big thing to watch this one is how like Fnatic play around or how LGD play around the aggression that's coming out. Is there anything that really sticks out to you as important moments in this game or important objectives that have to be taken early?
Well, for Fnatic, they need to take T1 towers. You need to slow down the LGD lineup so they can't take team fights wherever they please. Once your T1s are down as a team fight lineup, it's really hard to actually play team fight lineups because you'll have a team fight lineup. You're like, we can own them in a team fight, but you'll never actually get to that point because of the mobility from Wisp, from Nature's Prophet. And yeah, you might catch someone from Chronosphere, but all you're going to be left with is a disappearing ball of light that's going to come back in 1 second, and you just wasted an ultimate and about 30 seconds and 4 heroes rotations for just a support kill. So that's kind of what the thing you do not want to happen with LGD. But here we go. Let's kick things off.
Well, underway. Very excited for this one, most assuredly. Everybody's heading off to their respective lanes. It does look like a Victoria is going to be heading up with 11, at least at the start. Maybe a little bit of confusion. Fnatic already early out the gate, and DJ should be able to get down both of these wards pretty easily since nobody is heading out that direction, at least for now.
I also think they might have some damage issues against this man, because the only one who can really do damage to him is the OD. That's slightly scary, I would say. Also, taking down a T1 is especially important for Fnatic because they need to prevent LGD from stacking and farming. Leshrac, as a core, is exceptionally good at taking out stacks, and Sven can farm all the Ancients. And you know that that's what they're going to be looking to do, and just get big, get their BKBs, and then just run at Fnatic once the early game pushing phase is going to be over.
And it always seems like there's that interesting dynamic of, can you kite out the BKBs? Because it does feel like Hurricane Pike against Sven with OD when BKB is down. It's a really hard thing to deal with. But as you mentioned, if he's not there, or if they do get those in time and just blow him up at the start, you'll run into some serious issues. 11 already up here and maybe looking to try and steal away some creeps. It looks like they're going to be leaving Odjet to his lonesome, at least for the moment, since Febi's down here with Ohio. We're also seeing DJ, who's able to get away with the free one for himself.
Yeah, they're surprisingly scared in this super early game. I guess they want to sit a little further back and where they're waiting for like the bottle on the Wisp. I guess it's much more difficult for them to do it in that really. But I guess actually they're more scared than LGD. Stunned.
I'll take that.
Easily stunned.
It's kind of a cool little opening as well. Obviously the Arcane Love, since you're going to have the more regen. It does look like Yao is wrapping around onto Ame here. Just going to be able to see if they can pressure out Ohio a little bit. And the cold feet stun, it's already a good bit of damage. This should proc with DJ here as well. Now, that's going to be enough to break up the attempt on the life of Ohio, at least for the moment.
I mean, does not have his point shield yet, so after that kill attempt, he's actually pretty low on health. Ohio still should be okay. There's no Mango in Sven's inventory, so that also makes it a lot easier for Ohio. This is a struggle as Nature's Prophet is dying super early on. But similar to most offlaners, once we get level 2, level 3, they can start getting
pull in. They're going on to DJ to try and turn it back around. A really good catch there, but this should be the death. First blood going as DJ is going to drop.
DJ was trying to catch the AA, one of the weaker early game heroes with only 1 armor, and caught it with a big creep wave, but Sven stands strong.
He's a big guy. It's hard to deal with. Like you said, no more mangoes, so that makes it pretty hard for them.
They did clarity him. He cuts clarity him, and it looks like Ame's going to die. So maybe just gets that free trip back to town, unless very fast with the
more mid shield and ended up popping the Howl for the damage. Maybe a little bit too late. Nonetheless, it does end up. Don't find that kill on Sven. He's a little bit crippled, but back up to full HP yet again. And they're going to be able to come in, rotate. DJ steals away the Invis rune. Victoria can't make that rotation happen.
Now maybe has to sit back in the mid lane. He's already going to be hindered because he's up against a dual lane. And Fnatic need to win this mid lane by a small margin, a small to medium margin. It doesn't have to be a huge margin just because it's the OD is going to get farmed regardless because he's going to be babysat by the Wisp the whole time, but it's still just because bottom lane is not going particularly.
Yeah, has been able to get that's actually going to be ran at yet again. Ohio, Cold Feet does it proc. They're just out of range, and that stun might not be enough. They will be able to run him down with Orb of Venom. Unfortunately, as you said, maybe playing it very safe. Not going to get caught out by DJ here, who's just been having to wait until that Invis rune wears off.
They could potentially TP in, but I don't exactly know where they're going, because now he has another clarity, and they're out of mana on the AA, so maybe they can get a kill, but MP doesn't want to be in this place where he's just like constantly dying in lane, and still is constantly threatened. And on top of that, Sven's very good at dealing with these trains in the lane. Normally melee heroes just get harassed out by these trains, especially with the buff of the Howl, but Sven does not care. He'll cleave him down once he gets cleaved. He is not sealed up.
Is he holding it? Yeah. Maybe takes it in a little bit here. Yeah, it's gonna have it now. We haven't talked about it a whole lot, but up top lane it is Ajit versus 11. A little bit getting out laned right now is Ajit. He's slightly behind the Faceless Void in terms of CS. Kind of a frustrating lane for him, I'm sure.
Definitely so. Howl is viewed as a global skill that helps your team out, and it doesn't really help your laning phase out too much. So he has his badge, which is incredibly good in the 1-on-1 matchup. Over Venom, which just adds tons of damage to each attack. Yeah, I just doesn't seem like he's going to have a good time. He has a rough lane versus the Void, and he is going to Sven, who is trying to catch Ohio and does not catch him.
Nice little jump away from him there, but it does look like the rotation in is coming. QO in a little bit of trouble. DJ trying to show up to turn this back around. He finds the stun onto 2. A little bit of an animation cancel there, and Victoria is going to be able to make the walk away. QO barely escaping, and maybe also trying to get out of there. Somehow, nobody dies.
Very fire safe lives.
Beating on Dire's top tower.
They're still really low. DJ could easily come in with a roll and a kick.
Oh, I thought he was rolling the other way. You know, he doesn't want to test it either. I guess it's close to Shrine time, and that might make things a little bit scarier. So they're going to go and make that happen, and hopefully Victoria doesn't die to the IO illusions. If you die to that, that's just the worst feeling in the world.
Ooh, nice try. That I don't think would have been enough damage. Would have only been 50 damage. I guess. I mean, Electric isn't fully healed, so even if it doesn't do any damage, it still probably did more damage this way by keeping him away from that shrine.
It's kind of cool. Well, so far, it's left alone now here in the bottom lane. Ohio, a little bit of a level advantage over that Sven, and also a bit of a CS advantage. He's had a pretty nice time for himself, by and large, in spite of the death.
Throwing up bodies, they'll run out of clarities. Gabe, that's the play. You have infinite lives, but you don't have infinite mana.
There you go. DJ again, the person who's been trying to make things happen around these lanes, will see where it is that he wants to go. It sort of feels like it's hard to make stuff happen with these heroes, at least at this point. Like, what's that timing? Is it a certain level that we're waiting for either Fnatic or, I guess, LGD to try and make moves around the map?
You don't really need that much. Maybe just like level 7, I would say, for like max Howl and max MP treants. But really, this lineup on Fnatic don't really need too many items. On the flip side, you have LGD who need tons of items. Sven, who see top lane. Thought there was a but that's actually just a scan. 11 is just hunting Ajit down. He doesn't have ultimate yet, and this does have Chronosphere.
Oh, this is spooky. I mean, Ajit is standing strong in this, maybe just anticipating that Wisp can come in to help him, and he actually is making that rotation up here. See if 11 wants to fully commit for this, and the bash comes in. Still, Chronosphere is going to be dropped. Can they actually find the kill in time? No. 11 is going to have to back out, while bottom lane, more damage of Ruin. Ohio went far for that one, is going to be punished. DJ also going to be blocked off, and possibly with another kill. Ame has the stun. That's going to connect. That's going to be another one. 4-0 start for LGD.
That is not the length of the concentrate on. Sven is just unpressurable at this point, I would say. Like, yeah, he's like low on HP and low on mana, but they're devoting most of their resources to help him out here. And I think their resources may be better served to try and kill 11, but they are scared of the Sven being big and bad because their Lycans having a bad time. So like, okay, our carry is being kept down a decent amount. We need to keep down their carry. It's a natural tendency for them to do so, but sometimes you have the other side.
Yeah, bringing Victoria very low. They are going to be able to find the stun onto QO. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to run down maybe. They both get out, and the rotation is coming for a moment.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fight it out again. DJ force back, gets the stun roll away. That'll keep
Dire's top tower?
Bodies, and they ran out of mana on bottom lane. Ohio gets a lot of damage really on his tower. Sven's huddling back. Look at 11, dude. He is on Lycan's tail.
This is the most annoying thing in the world. Just take the Orb of Venom and come and punch the Lycan. The new counter, apparently. Occasionally you get a bash, and saw him PTP in for a second, but decided an 11 should be able to find this tower. Takes it down, backs out. Easy peasy.
Just a cold fog left
IGen has to be a little bit frustrated now at this point. Like, you're just getting run down at your tower for that was like 30 seconds. Okay, he's just getting right-clicked by a point for 30 seconds at his tower, and one person comes in with Wiz, and then it's out again as soon as he leaves, and then he loses his tower.
Oh, quick jump in there. Bevy ends up going down, and now QO also in a little bit of trouble. Hyla's here to try and make the turnaround happen, and maybe can he actually play some Valor? QO wants to go back in. This guy is bloodthirsty, barely any HP, manages to take the kill, and now maybe another one. QO still insane, still finding kills. And with Lycan chasing, they might have another one. Maybe. Does he hit the stun? He does. Juke it out. Can he get out of there, though? I think the answer is no. Yes, he's going down. The Chronosphere is almost there. In fact, might be able to bring down QO as well. Trying to bring him low with the Wisp, the heals. It's coming in from Febby, and they turn it around again. Fnatic making the plays, taking the towers, asserting dominance.
This is where their lineup kicks in. See, most of them hit their point. Level 7, they're just really strong as 5. Wisp, he held on to so many of his heals. QO being that low was very deceptive. Firstly, he has Howl, and then he has all this heal coming up from Febby, and it's just not really the target that you can go on. You have to wait for either Tether to be down, or IO to be dead, or IO to be off the but that's rarely going to happen. IO's just so. LGD need to rethink their game plan a little bit. They need to face his Void there a little bit sooner, perhaps. They need Leshrac to have more items so that he has more mana. Maybe he's constantly out of mana. He doesn't have anyone to really feed him HP or mana in this setting, so he's really self-reliant, especially because Sven's going to be farming all the time. He has to do the brunt of the fighting before he has Bloodstone or even Arcane Boots. Or even Soul Ring. No Soul Ring. He's fairly poor.
Yeah, it felt like the double null tally was, I guess, to try and help him out in the lane and maybe think about building until it's available. Like you said, now trying to go back for those mana items in the at least Soul Ring and then eventually Bloodstone. They are smoked up now as 3, and it looks like they want to try and get some counter pressure up against this top lane. And 11, no Chronosphere. I would imagine there might be some quick rotations. They're going to relocate in. 11 had just used Time Walk Control, but it's only Febby. He didn't bring anybody else with them. There's DJ that's now starting to show up. The stun goes through onto 2, but that's going to be Febby dead already. Ohio, very low on mana. 11 almost dead as well. DJ is going to connect with that kill, and a haster in QO. He's going to try and chase down Yao. Now they managed to get the ulti onto him. That's all for the moment, and not quite there. The animation almost to catch. One more from LGD, and trying to get out of there.
Their exit plans need planning.
They need more plan.
Well, they had a good plan. Yeah, it's okay, let's smoke up, kill someone, and prep the tower. But Fnatic are okay with throwing bodies. They've been doing that a lot of games, just like throwing bodies to get more out of return. And they threw bodies out of bottom lane so they can pressure mid lane a lot. They threw, like, Febby just TP'd in there. He's like, I don't really care if I die, I'm just buying time for my team.
That was the longest TP in the world, and now Chronosphere comes down. QO is dead! Oh no, that was really unlucky. I'm not sure, but wherever he was going, it was a long TP and then a first hit bash. I mean,
blame your teammate for that one.
Okay. How much do kills like that hurt this momentum-based draft of Fnatic?
When Midas is up,
Uh-oh.
A little bit. Again, it's not so bad
fallen.
because they can still push. So 2 out of 3 T1s are down, and maybe it's still very, very
Dire's
underfarmed.
middle
So I think
tower
they're
is
still
under
happy with the
attack.
pace of the game, but you know that hurts OD a lot. He just uses TP, you die, you can't even get to a creep fast. I mean, you might maybe call in February like, hey, relocate me, bro. Midas, hit him Midas, off cooldown. Hit him Midas ready. I don't know if that's ever worth it. Maybe? I don't know.
I mean, the way that they use relocate, I feel like they gotta use it. But then again, you know, it's minus cooldown.
Yeah, you need a big QO this game, that's for sure. He's your Sven counter.
Second highest in the game right now, only behind the guy that just killed him.
But imagine if he got
It's the dream. He got there eventually. It was like 30 seconds. So yeah, we'll see if his net worth ends up making that big of a difference in that time. They have felt like they've slowed down a little bit, at least for now, Fnatic. Maybe farming up to that next item, or at least until the next cooldown comes down. Really anything they're waiting for, I guess, the Sanity's Eclipse.
Not too much. I would say more so than Midas to be and they do already have the drums on Ancient Prophet, so continuing with a theme of 5-manning with a lot of summons and pushing down towers. And I wonder what Faces Void is going to get.
He catches onto one, but it's a good one. It's QO. They caught him and able to hit him as well with Ame on the outside. That is a big one as well. Now Fnatic getting ran down. They end up cold feet there. They're going to connect again on the Nature's Prophet. Another stun comes out. Maybe making plays. DJ did 1 million damage with this Magnetize. Is it going to be enough? It's on a good bit, but it's not quite enough there to find a kill onto everybody. Everybody is just so low right now, and Febby coming back in, wanting to take down, wanting to take down anybody at all, but it's looking like he just might end up going down nonetheless. 5 wipe for Fnatic.
This is why you just need more items up on the OD right now. We talked about all these saves coming out there in Chronosphere, like OD can save anyone else, Wisp can save anyone, but if Relocate is down, they did actually connect on the kill when he got the D-word off. So then they identified the opportunity. Okay, if we go into OD, who's going to save him? They can't heal him, no tether, no mech. They don't even have one anyways. How, I guess, is all they have, but if they just throw everything they have at the OD, like he needs a Blink Dagger or like a Force Staff potentially to deal with these situations, or for a Wisp to make the call that, hey, look, you cannot be saved if usually that's on the core of this, but I mean, it was very clear that really QO gives up, I would say, another fairly big death in this game. They don't even get the tower in the meantime.
Yeah, I mean, it would maybe be a little bit worrying for me, LGD, that they like basically had the perfect team fight, and even still, everybody was that low. Like, even imagining a just, you know, naked Sanity's Eclipse without any install, and it might have been enough there to turn the tide around if he gets any spells off.
I would say, yeah, that's true. However, you have to realize that LGD also like they don't have their main items yet. Like,
Right.
Sped can't actually get into the fight. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger. He doesn't have like a mask at this point. Same with the Faces Void. He has a mask, and he is going for the Shadow Blade. Like, look at him. He's actually sitting in mid lane with the Shadow Amulet. Just he is going to be able to get the jump on the OD. Is the point that I'm trying to make here. And life's going to be very difficult for QO. He has a Force Staff, but generally that's not enough to save yourself from Chronosphere.
Long con, 11, fully committing for this one. They do have Febby right behind him. There's always that dream of being able to find a, you know, a relocate cancel by virtue of Chronosphere. They're keeping QO alive for the moment. It feels like he's aware that there could be some danger there. Well, they took a tier 2 tower in the bottom lane on Team Fnatic.
It's pretty good for them. Bloodtrack, still no Bloodstone, but he is very close. Sven not going for a Blink build. The Sven Faces Void duo is a point that's in pretty hot contention, I would say. Some people say it's terrible because Sven can't hit people inside the Chronosphere. Some people say
like someone
it's amazing because
disconnected.
Faces Void chronos the back line so that Sven can do
connection.
damage to the front line. I mean, it does work both ways for sure, but seeing a no Blink build on Sven is highly unusual. And that puts a lot of faith in your teammate. Like, Tusk can keep them in place with Shard. He can bring them in with the Snowball. And I guess you're actually not terribly worried about snowballing in. I guess maybe an Earth Spirit, but Earth Spirit himself is just not that big of a deal. I would say like Earth Spirit plus like Earth Shaker, or Earth Spirit plus any other follow-up stuff. But just by himself,
Great, they're back.
You see that, like, right there as well, Fnatic, they had full vision of all of those heroes coming in and it felt like they didn't want to go for it yet. They are going to rotate it now, and the sun's silent. It's going to connect onto the Faceless Void. QO, he dropped the hammer. It's quite enough damage, though. Force tap away, not wanting to get caught there by the Chronosphere, but the rotation in comes again from DJ. The Magnetize is out as well. Storm Hammer to keep him back, but they are going to be able to reapply. Now the chase up on the north side of the fight. QO doesn't want to fully commit for that. He's able to bait out the Leshrac stun. Looks like the fight has sort of devolved into two separate engagements. Can QO actually do this by his lonesome? He's starting to drop down low. They're able to separate it out beautifully, and now Febby is going to be brought down as well. Just precision team fighting by LGD, separating the correct heroes, and they get those kills.
That was a really good play by QO though at the start of the fight. So what he did at the start of the fight, he knew that Faceless Void was like setting up for a Chronosphere. He was looking for the OD, and then OD like forced himself away from the rest of the team so that he could have only gotten a one-man Chrono. And then on top of that, he dropped the Syndity's Clips on top of the Void immediately so that he didn't have enough mana for the Chronosphere. He had Voids versus Sven. Normally you don't want any more units because they're all just getting cleaned down anyways, but again, it does accentuate their forte of their lineup of being able to push down towers with mass summoning and mass
Goodness, the Gatekeeper right here to the side. They pop the ulti from Ajit, wanting to finish off Roshan. They're going to throw out the Ice Blast. Is it going to be enough? The Imprisonment came out in time, but Roach still not dead. Ajit is going to be able to pick that up. Ame cleaves him down already at the start. Now with Maybe dead. Can they find the kills? Oh, he's going to be controlled, starting to be brought back down. Febby gets the relocate back and away, just barely keeping him alive, and now trying to chase Ajit. Looks like he's going to have to be the sacrificial lamb, brought down, and, well, they catch one more on the retreat, but they wanted QO. They're not going to get him. It was actually a relocate back in as he finished that one, and DJ going to be able to make the escape as well. A very clustered and strange team fight from Fnatic again. It feels like LGD is just outmaneuvering them.
Lycan's game is done.
Yeah.
His game is... It was a gamble, I would say, for Fnatic. Like, even in the early game, leaving him alone versus the Faceless Void, that's not a lane that's supposed to be hugely Lycan favored. And then on top of that, going for the Necro. I think both of these were gambles that slightly ended up for negative. Like, they didn't end up getting their Sven kill at the bottom because he did commit for Necro, and it's better for Roche, I would say. And he did pop it for the Roche kill, however, they didn't escape from Roche unscathed. So now that he's kind of gotten the worst end of the stick on these two things, that Sven is huge up on him net worth. I would say like a Sven with like 10,000 could probably take a Lycan with like 13,000, 14,000. And when you have the tables turned, it's even more crushing.
Just as much love as you want.
Feels like Ajit's role in this game is just going to be a Hellbot. Yeah, exactly. Helping out his team when he gets a chance. And he does do some decent damage to the tower, but
have you heard of the rumored support Lycan?
I have not. That sounds disgusting.
You just howl.
Well, you might need to howl as he's starting to be brought down already very quickly. And Fnatic, they will take the tower, but they're going to lose everybody as well. The Shards just wraps them up, and oh, actually, they don't even get the tower. It's going to be denied most likely with 13 HP. It hurts. It hurts a lot. QO, they're chasing for him as well. 11 has found him. Can they bring him down? No Chronosphere, no problem. QO is dead, and soon to be a team wipe. Fnatic have no answer at all.
This is what happens when you're Lycan to super poor. Again, it was a gamble for them. It wasn't like, oh my god, does Lycan play terribly, or oh my god, does Lycan went such a terrible build. It was a gamble. They wanted to be able to take objectives with this sort of build. They wanted to be able to pressure bottom lane by sacrificing one of their supports from moving from top to the bottom. But instead, all they're left with is a 6,000 net worth Lycan who just got he just got rolled at the start of the fight. And when your frontliner like that, who's supposed to be very, very tanky, can't even really cast any spells at the start of the fight, then your whole team fall apart like a bunch of bowling pins.
This is smart by Ohio. They were baiting it out, wanting to wait and kill him off, but he's just going to send the trans in and then immediately TP out. So, good play there to get the kill on the tower and not get killed in return.
Small victory for them.
That's the silver lining that we're trying to find at this point. I mean, if they do start winning fights, let's say that OD is able to maybe find a couple of pickoffs, get a big Sanity's Eclipse, they still take towers rather rapidly, don't they?
Yes, but they have to win the team fight.
Okay.
And they're also having trouble pushing out lanes right now because of the Faceless Void with the Massive Madness and Shadowblade. Shadowblade Faceless Void makes it near impossible, I would say, for the Nature Prophet to actually reliably split push out lanes, because he's like a Nyx right now, except I would say a better Nyx. Top of him, they want to kill Yao. You kill Yao at the start, maybe you can win this fight. And 11 is at the front line, and if Ursa can get a quick silence on him,
Oh, they end up smoking, realize that people were there. The rolling silence, it connects onto 2. Great play, the Chronosphere comes out though, so the damage from Odie is gonna be limited. Ajit trying to juke around in the trees. Victoria is on top of QO yet again. Ohio still staying alive, and they're starting to deal the damage that they need to. They're able to take down another buyback from DJ. Forstaff trying to keep his distance away from Ame as well, and the roll forward, catching maybe also. Everybody from LGD going down. It was just about the perfect fight. Can they catch Ame? Ohio is TPing in, wanting to get close to him. He's out of mana. This should be the death of him as long as they can catch, but he's actually got some good movement speed with the Sanjin Yasha trying to roll forward. DJ kicks forward Ohio as well into the Sprout, and finally they're going to run down the big bad carry man. I don't think that maybe alone is going to be able to make that rotation in to save his life. Ame's dead.
Yeah, Fnatic always needs positioning like that. Chaotic maneuvers spread out from all angles so that you can't get a good Chronosphere. He has the items to look for a good initiation, but if they don't actually clump up, he's not going to get the kill that he wants. He only got the OD, and then the IO actually went outside of the Chronosphere and then just tethered back in to kite the Faceless Void a little bit, but they weren't able to follow up at all. Looks like they are going to need BKBs if they want to start the fight, or for their Ancient Apparition to not both get silenced and stuff.
And, you know, a small little thing, but Sven right now also not having buyback. Not the biggest deal in the world, because I don't think that they're going to be able to take a Rax off the back of this, most likely. But later on in the game, those type of problems could come back to cost you more.
Yeah, they need the Nature's Prophet to get really big. He needs to kind of compensate for the damage that the Lycan is not going to be able to put.
Somebody from Fnatic. Ohio is in the mid, pushing out lanes, and it looks like Fnatic, they have to be so judicious with which team fights they take.
They definitely do. And on the flip side, LGD, they don't actually have to take teams. They can keep getting picked off. And 11.
Oh, he walked right in, but there's the BKB. He's caught onto 1. Where's the rest of the damage? DJ is being able to hold them back for the moment. The snowball forward QO, he's going to be caught for the moment. Can he force that to the low ground? No! He's not going to be able to get out of there. And Ohio now also in a little bit of trouble. Victoria is able to make his way out. Ohio is down. Ajit just needs to run for the hills. And Febby, I'll see if he can get relocated away, but... Oh, nice tether. Yule Scepter lift up. Is he gonna die? He gets back home.
Really? Ajit.
He's caught. The rest of them are coming in, trying to make his escape. The body blocks are there, and I thought he was out, but to no avail. LGD, they strike back in a big way. 4 dead for Fnatic.
I feel for this doggy.
He's having a rough game. It's hurting.
I shouldn't have to take this abuse.
I like what you said though, that it is much more like, and this has kind of been Ajit's role in the way that Fnatic has played in general. It's about enabling QO. It's a different hero for Howl, like we've seen more play things like Necro and stuff like that. But I think that it's definitely proving to be sometimes too much of an issue. He sacrifices too much.
Yeah, he completely is. He's also doing like majority of the scouting. Look at these Lycan was always on the map. Right now it's inside the Roche pit. It was just hounding maybe. So like he is doing a lot for the team, providing heals, providing some of the building damage, providing the vision for his team. But unfortunately, just not the right click potential. At least they do have one of the most flexible offers.
Do they have any detection? They do. They got dust, but 11 able to juke into the trees. That would have been big. Yeah, they could have found that.
I think that's nearly impossible though, because they have a BKB up on them. That's the thing about BKB. Yeah. When you have BKB, you need physical damage. If you don't have like scythe or physical damage, you're going to be at a huge disadvantage in a few minutes.
Oh, he walrus punched a creep, and now QO jumps in, does a lot of damage, but is going to be brought down by the BKB from Ame. And Necrobook's trying to finish off Yao. It is going to be able to do it. The drive-by from Ajit. Trying to make his escape, and looks like he might just be able to. Shapeshift's going to wear off soon. He doesn't have a TP, though. They're TPing in with Maybe, and Ajit just going to look to block the way, and is able to do it at least a little bit as he heads down south. Space created.
Wow, I can't believe QO died that quickly even with Shiva's guard. It looked like he didn't have any armor. It was nuts.
Yeah, they do a lot of damage. I mean, it's just terrifying, too, but it feels like 11 is... I mean, he's how much, like 228 per hit?
Double damage!
Yeah, 11 has a lot of damage. Why do they have so much damage. Using the armor. That would do it.
Huh? And with GPM as well. Any other big talents that we need to keep our eyes on here in this one? 40 experience gain for Tusk is pretty great.
Wow, maybe one for the strength talent. Wow. Don't see that very often. Just because, like, all your damage is going on Mushroom. But he is having trouble surviving in these fights. What else? Nah, I don't think there's survival. Tether stun!
Hey, we'll get there, I believe.
Okay, this is the point. Can Lycan and the rest of Fnatic do anything about the second roach? If they take a good fight here, I can see them having a chance. But if not, Lycan's even more irrelevant. What's more than irrelevant?
I don't have the vocabulary for that, but it sounds bad. That's for sure. It's bad.
That would be him after this if he loses this roach. And it looks like they aren't even going to contest it. Oh. Gonna have to go for BKB. He can run at support now.
Yeah, and I mean we saw that in the last time too. He was able to take down the Ancient Apparition with the Necro Books. I mean, it's not definitely what you want out of your position one, but I guess it's sort of much more QO that's the position one at this point. And if he does manage to, you know, rack up a little bit of intel and then start dropping sanities, it could be good stuff.
I was meant to have this.
It's still extremely hard versus the BKBs. That's the thing, they don't have a good way to stop them from popping the BKBs. And even so, they would have Snowball. Like, let's say you get a Hex or something, or you get like a sweet Earth Spirit stun. Like, there still is the potential for, like, Blink Tusk, you stun into them, and then what? Like, that's I think, one of the biggest problems on Fnatic's lineup. You don't care if they actually 5-man Snowball into your team. Their team fight is just so tremendously weak. Normally, if you 5-man Snowball into your team, you're deathly afraid. You're going to, like, an Earthshaker, like a Chrono Spear, here, like a Sven stun into a Sven Cleave. Like, there's so many things that are just scared of stopping. Whereas, for LGD, you can just run at them, and they're running at them.
Yeah, that was very close right there. Clutch 4-staff. Wasn't sure if that was from QO or who, but they kept Ajit alive as the shards would have blocked them off.
But now, you're gonna have to worry about your team. There is one lone creep. Can they keep that creep alive? Oh yeah. I don't know if they're actually gonna make this play with this one creep though.
I mean, they have Chrome. There'll be another wave in a second as well. Looks like it is still enough to break the backbone protection and jump forward. QO's there, but they actually ended up catching the Sven as well. It might not end up mattering because there just isn't enough damage on the rest of Fnatic. They take down too quickly. No buyback for QO. And even though Ajit is running at the poor little Yao Ancient Apparition, it does not matter. Barracks are starting to soon be under siege. The silence, the magnetized DJ doing his darndest, but it's not going to be enough. A triple kill for Maybe. He buys back DJ, but this is going to be the first tier 3 tower, first lane of racks, and the jump forward taking down Ohio. Not quite. He's able to back out before they're able to deal the killing blow, but it's going to be Barracks.
Yep. So a lot of people ask, like, why don't you first take Lycan? Or why is Lycan not like a top character? This is part of the reason why. Sometimes you're just going to be in inherently bad matchups, not only in the lane, but in the mid game when you're trying to right-click people. And you are just going to be left useless. Because, like, the problem with this game is, like, you can't just AFK farm the jungle and then get big. Like, a Sven with even net worth will destroy you. So you need like 30%, 40% more net worth on him. And you would need to be able to take down all the towers and also fight a lot before he gets his BKB. However, they lost bottom lane pretty hard, I would say, with Ohio dying a few times, and the other 2 lanes on LGD getting by with a lot of farm. And when that happens, you just aren't able to snowball off that T1. So the third T1, we joked about it on the T1 top. That T1 is down, but that was 23 minutes into the game. That's your third T1 tower. And how are you going to limit these guys' farm? How are you going to start hitting BKB if you can't even get the T1s down?
No, definitely. And it's showing those big problems. And they can maybe find Maybe. He is in a little bit of trouble, but all of those Arcane Orbitas are not going to be enough. And now DJ's gone 60 seconds. Ohio also under fire, in trouble. Ame wasn't quite able to run down QO, but they might be able to now as he's starting to drop. Ame jumps forward, the right clicks are there, and GG's called before he even falls. Fnatic weren't quite able to finish that one. Great play by LGD, really impressive.
I would say their draft was